So I was running a workshop at a school, and talking about implementing restorative practices, social emotional learning, self-awareness, and I had a teacher raise their hand in front of their principal and say, "It is not my job to worry about how my students feel." And my initial reaction was anger, right? Who is this and how could you say that? But then I had to take a step back and recognize that that's literally how they view their job, and they are not alone in how they view it that way. I love this job because it allows me to champion something that I'm passionate about, which is reimagining what school looks like and what school is supposed to be. And moving away from this narrative that school should just be the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, and all academics, and school should be a place where you can build authentic relationships. I mean, if you walk up and look in any of these classrooms and you look at a picture from 19 whenever, it looks exactly the same. It has to be reimagined because it hasn't been reimagined.
We fight about stuff that's not unnecessary. So when I go to do peer mediation, it gives me and Jackson like a sparkle, like together, like we became like more friendship together and stuff, because we've been fighting a lot, but then peer mediation got to school, and they made me and Jackson's friendship better. And since me and Jackson was all the way over here, peer mediation went all the way up here.
There is this person. She has this magic spark that makes us become friends. Like, she asks us, how did this fight start? Is it necessary? Why were you guys fighting? Who started it? Who made it happen? What are you able to do to resolve this?
It's relaxing, and it's like I have a school mom and school sisters and brothers to talk to, because sometimes when I go home, I don't talk a lot to my mom because when I go into school, I feel relaxed, and I like to talk to Miss Pierre, and I like to talk to the peer mediators. They just talk to me and make me feel good in the inside and in the outside. And I'm so happy peer mediation is a thing now. Peer mediation helps me outside of school because it makes me a better person and kinder to other people, even if they don't deserve it. So then the angry person that be mean to you, they could connect with you and be friends.
If Jackson and Jaquel, if they didn't have mediation, I feel like a lot of the problems they had would have escalated to something like suspension or getting expelled.
And we don't want any of that for PS6 students that has been here a lot. And probably they wouldn't want that for themselves either.
That's the purpose of when we're mediating. I would say you need peer mediation, mainly because students are able to help, not just adults, like principals and teachers, because sometimes that may not help, which is why we have peer mediation. Like we said, they feel more comfortable and we understand them more in a way so that problems don't escalate and students think it's, from the teacher's point of view, it's in a way unfair.
I think people may underestimate the complexity of elementary school students, especially when it comes to the many emotions that they go through and experience throughout each day. They're like whole adults, but in smaller bodies. So I would say that our Restorative Circles is kind of the foundation for so many of the other programs that we have here. So it began with just looking for opportunities for our students to be able to feel good about coming to school, just have that joy all of the time, and not only be just so focused on academics and not worrying about how our students feel and how they navigate through experiences they may be having outside of school and in school. So with that focus, it was exciting to be able to see our students engage in various SEL, social emotional learning, in their classrooms, which started as just circles in the morning, and then we added closing circles in the afternoon. So the point was really to know how our students are feeling when they enter school, and then how they're feeling when they leave school. From that basis and that foundation grew a desire and a need to just strengthen our students' voices. And so when you talk about the debate program or the debate team, that came out of looking for avenues where our students would be able to first identify who they are and who they are in relation to this world, and then taking pride in whatever that is, whoever they are, and then being able to tackle social justice issues that are taking place all around us.
School is supposed to be kind of a mentorship where we're teaching you beyond just you memorizing items, right? It's how are you gonna live the rest of your life? All you wanted to do was kick them out. It didn't take a village then, right? So I think what restorative practices is accountability. It's accountability to each other. It's accountability to the school community. But overall, it's accountability to our future. And what's our future? It's the kids. It's the kids, right? I've heard administrators, teachers, staff members all the time say, oh, it's all about the kids. Well, if it's all about the kids, then restorative practices is the answer, because it's welcoming kids to the table.
You know, you have two young men. What if they don't have peer mediation, right, as fourth graders? What if they don't have the opportunity to solve their issues in a way that keeps them in school, right? I mean, think about suspending fourth graders, right? Kicking out fourth graders, the long-term ramifications of that. That is a reflection on Principal Perez for her leadership and her owning, creating a restorative community. But also the peer mediators, right? How many elementary school peer mediators do you know, right? To want to help their school community, to be so invested in their school community that they want to do something extra to help solve other people's problems.
We have a James Baldwin quote that we have in our school, and basically it says, "For these are all our children. We will either profit by or pay for whatever they become." And that quote is just so important because it means that some way we are going to pay for either what we give our students or what we don't give them. So in this case, if it's a choice of setting them up for success by bringing restorative circles to our school, that is definitely an investment I'm willing to make for our students. And I believe that all school leaders should be on board with that.